Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, Prey. So this movie's been out for about a month and everything, so I'm still going to keep it spoiler free and everything just in case people haven't seen it yet, and they're like me, late to the party. So this movie follows a young Comanche woman named Naru who is determined to prove herself to her tribe, and when a predator arrives on Earth, she decides to make the predator her prey. This is one of the funnest movies of the year. I really enjoyed it a lot. I was very surprised with how good it was. I figured I would like it and everything. I was kind of going in with lowered expectations though, because I've been hearing so many people talk about it. I thought that it could be overrated, and to an extent I think it is a little overrated. I don't think it's quite to the level as some people are saying it is, saying it's the best movie in the franchise since the original. I don't think it's that good, but I still think it's a really great movie, and everything. I don't think it's the best since the original though. I personally like Predators a little bit more than this one too, but I do think it is still a really good movie. The cast in here are all excellent. Most of them are Native American actors, and I don't think I've recognized most of them from anything, but they were all really good in their roles, especially Amber Midthunder as Naru. She just was excellent and did a really great job playing her. And I love that this movie is set in 1716 and everything, and the Predator is like, doesn't have all the same technology that he does in the other movies because it's set 300 years in the past and everything, so it makes sense why he doesn't have all the same technology and stuff that he had in the previous movies, and everything. I thought that was a pretty cool little thing they did with the Predator though, and I think he looks great too. They used a really great job with the practical effects on him, and the Predator is really intimidating and looks really cool in this movie. The cinematography in here is just absolutely gorgeous. It has some of the most beautiful cinematography in the Predator franchise, which I knew going in that with this movie being set in the time period it's set, that it was going to look great, but it looked even better than I remembered, and it is a much smaller scale movie and everything. I like that too, that it doesn't have like, it does have a lot of stakes and stuff, but it's not like a big, like the big budgeted movies. It still feels like it has its stakes and stuff, but it's also scaled back compared to the other Predator movies. And there's a dog in this movie, and usually in movies like this I don't like it when they have animal characters that are kind of like side characters to the main characters, but there's a dog in here that I actually really liked and everything, and it didn't feel like he had plot armor on him that like makes sense every time. The reason he gets away all the time is because like anytime the Predator is around, the dog like takes off running and stuff, which makes complete sense and everything. I love that too, that they actually have an animal in this type of movie that doesn't feel like it has plot armor and that it just survived because it's a cute animal. It actually felt like it somewhat had a little bit of a personality too, and it was a nice little dog, and it also did hold its own against the Predator and stuff. There were a couple times where it did try to attack the Predator to help Naru out, and it was a brave little dog, so I gotta give them props for giving a dog a somewhat likable personality and character, even though it doesn't really do a lot. I still like that, and I thought the dog was pretty likable. I will say, as far as negatives go, the only negative I really have with this movie is there is some pretty bad CGI at times with the animals, mainly the bear. The bear looks pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. I understand why they use CGI though. It would be really hard to use a real bear and stuff and everything, so I understand why they did it, but I just feel like they could have done that a little bit better. and everything, but and it is kind of predictable too. This isn't really a new story. You kind of know where this movie's gonna go. It's not like anything we haven't seen before, but it's still a pretty entertaining story and everything. And it is a really great entry into the franchise. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I said, it's not my most favorite in the franchise because I still like the first one and I liked Predators a little bit more, but it's still a really great entry, and it's one of the more fun movies of the year. I wouldn't say it's one of my most favorite movies of the year though, but it's definitely not a bad movie by any means, and it's one that I'll probably end up revisiting and everything. If they release it on DVD and Blu-ray or whatever, I'll end up picking it up and everything. It's worth watching and everything, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. And if you're a bigger fan of the franchise than I am, you'll probably like it even more than I do and everything. I like the Predator franchise. It's just not something that I tend to revisit a lot. I love the first movie and everything, but the other movies in the franchise I'm just not as big on as that first one and everything. But this is still a really great movie, and it's definitely worth checking out. I think that has potential to be even better on rewatch and everything. And I also want to give credit to David Trachtenberg, I think is his name. He directed the movie. He also directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. It just was a really great movie, and this one is too. And I can't wait to see what he does next, because he's really good at making movies and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. It's really entertaining, and it's a really good movie. Could it have been better? Maybe, but there wasn't really need for it to be better because it's really good. And everything. So yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Prey, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.